All right, everybody, we're going to work with two images. We're going to work with this image here and this image here to create this image right here. Let's get started. Hey there, photography students. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to learn how to make a ghost image on your face just by using your iPhone and a few different apps. But the one app that we're going to use is just your normal camera app. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this little button at the top right here where it says live view is on. So we've got that on, and we're going to make sure that the flash is off. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to start turning our head. Give yourself good framing, what you think is good framing. Down here, if we take the image and just move up, you can see that there's different effects that actually live there. So we click on the long exposure one and you can see that it actually blurs my face. So let me just go back and say, this is the image that I need now to export, and I'm going to bring it in again. So this might seem a little bit crazy, but I'm going to send this to myself as a message. There we go. So now I've sent it to myself. So once I send it to myself, I go into my messages, click on it, and I say save. So now the image has been saved to my camera roll. So then I go back into my camera roll and I've got two images that are identical. The one that I just brought in and the one that I had previous. So the one that I had previous, I'm going to scroll up, move over, and click on long exposure effect. Now you can see I've got one image where I'm blurred, one image where I'm not. So I'm going to close that and I'm going to open up Snapseed. I click anywhere to open and I will bring in my first image and I will click on Tools and I will go to double exposure. And bringing in the double exposure image, you click on the button at the bottom. I'm going to bring in my blurred image. Now you go, hey, that's not a blurred image. Click on the little water drop there, drag it all the way over to the right and click OK. Now go to the edit button at the very top. That's the one that looks like the two diamonds with the arrow pointing to the left. Click on View Edits. And now we can actually open up the double exposure by clicking on the caret and clicking on the icon for the mask. Now you can see if I click on this little icon here, second to the left, I can convert both of them back and forth. I'm going to start right here and I'm going to start painting. Now this is at 100% and this gives me a blur. Clean up my back counter there a little more. That looks fine. Maybe I don't want so much across the eyes. Maybe I want it a little bit closer. There we go. So I'm kind of just rubbing towards it a little bit. So that one definitely looks like a blurry face. So I'm going to click the check mark. Now that I've got that part done, I'll go back, do some small edits. Let's do a curves adjustment layer. Click once, bring the colors a little more in line. That looks good. My saturation is a little heavy, so I'll go Tune Image, go to Saturation, bring that down a little bit. Brightness, contrast, let's bring that up a little. Ambiance, that's going to make it a little more warm. I don't think I want that actually. Shadows, we can open up the shadows a bit. There we go, that looks a little bit better. Yeah, and see warmth. I'm not really interested in it being too warm. So what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to click the checkbox. Tools, I might add a little bit of drama to this one. That's way too much, filter strength. But I do need some of that, so I think that looks pretty good. And saturation, again, right about there. Click OK. So to me, this is getting into the realm of good for my image. Tools, maybe Retrolux. Let's start with that one. Yeah, this one looks pretty good. Let's tune the image brightness. Contrast, a little bit more contrast right there. Saturation, we could bring that down a little bit. Style strength. Scratches, I do like the scratch marks on there. And light leaks, big fan of that. There we go. Okay, so now I think we are done the assignment. That's the type of image I'd be looking for. So you can do all of this work directly on your phone.